Good day, everyone, and welcome back to our channel.
Yes, this is Dr. Suzan Snaggs-Wilson and Bree. But today we have a beautiful guest. Mummy, if you'd want to introduce her.
Yes, we do. I am so excited. This is my best friend, Dr. Mary Saudelli, who is joining us today on our program. She is a distinguished educator with more than 35 years of experience in education, not just in Canada, but internationally as well. Dr. Mary holds a PhD in education from Brock University and has taught, led, and conducted research in many countries around the world, including not just Canada, but Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Afghanistan, Hong Kong, Turkey, China. Just amazing. Her work focuses on international education, curriculum design, and high impact learning practices that help shape the future of global education. She is also an accomplished author and scholar, including her book, The Balancing Act: International Higher Education in the 21st Century. We are excited to have her because of her global perspective on education, leadership, and lifelong learning. And it so happens today we're filming on International Women's Day. It
We
is so
are.
significant. Welcome, Dr. Mary, my friend.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suzanne. I almost feel like, are you really talking about me? Thank you for that very warm welcome.
Oh, not at all. We know it's a busy day for you, and we're really glad that you can join us. Bree and I are doing this podcast, and I know we call it a whole lot of BS, but Bree, you named it.
A whole lot of BS is for the Bree and Susie. Although it sounds like it's a whole lot of BS, we actually talk about some pretty cool things, I would say.
I agree because we're educating others, and this is a passion. We're going to ask you some questions because we want to get to know you more, Dr. Mary.
Okay.
So I know you've traveled extensively. I mean, we've done some traveling together to Japan and Switzerland, but what's one city in the world that completely stole your heart and why?
It would have to be Dubai. And my heart is breaking a bit with what's going on in the Middle East right now. But Dubai stole my heart because I was there from 2004 to 2009, and it just felt like there was an energy in the air. If you could believe it, if you could dream it, you could make it happen. And that's how I think about Dubai. Every single time I've gone back, that feeling has been confirmed and reconfirmed for me. And if we think about 2004 at that time, I was hired to lead a curriculum design for Emirati women who are being encouraged to take leadership roles in their country according to their faith, their culture, their traditions, and their religion, recognizing that Islam has many different ways of being a Muslim. I was there at a really great time where we could make things really interesting happen. And I'm really proud to say that some of my students are ambassadors. Some of them are in the judiciary. Some of them are mothers leading the next generation, because when you're a mother, you're a leader.
Exactly.
Thank you. And just doing great things in the world. So Dubai will always have a special place in my heart. And I can't wait to show Dubai to my best friend.
Absolutely. I'd love to go sometime. I know Brianna and Trey have talked about traveling in that space, right?
Yeah, that
Is
is
it on
our
your
place.
bucket list?
Yeah, Trey has been saying how he wants to visit there, and we keep saying, okay, we have to make sure to save up because I know there is a little bit of expense when going to Dubai, and
There
we
is.
don't want to cheap out on it. We want to experience it for what it has to show without having to think about our pockets while we're there.
Indeed, indeed.
And shopping. I heard shopping's amazing.
Well, shopping in Dubai is about the only place I can think of that can compare Singapore. What's interesting is Dubai has a feature called the International Shopping Festival, which happens in November through to the end of February.
Mhm.
That actually started from students at Dubai Women's College who did a bazaar as one of their high impact practice curriculum projects that
Wow.
they did that was designed for them. And they went with it. And did they ever? And so
That's
now it's this
great.
international shopping festival that's going on. And they have a global village there where people from all kinds of countries put on big demonstrations to represent their country in the best possible light and showcase that country.
That's great. I can see you shine as you talk about Dubai.
Yes.
But I'm thinking from the perspective of your leadership.
Mhm.
And sounds like you made an impact while you were there, and it's being felt even up to today.
I hope so. I mean, I think as an educator, you always want to have a lasting impact on your students, whoever they are, and in a way that's meaningful for them. Anybody can write a test and deliver a lecture, but what does it mean to do something in a classroom or outside of a classroom that has such a lasting effect that it carries forward and impacts other people as well? And that's what I hope my pedagogy is. That's what I hope my leadership is. Of course, you can't reach everybody, but that's the aspiration I have. That is who I want to be as an educator.
Sorry, Mary, to kind of go back there. I'm 24, so my vocabulary is not quite there yet. You said a word, pedagogy. Is that how you said?
Pedagogy. Yes.
Pedagogy. And what does that exactly mean?
So it's basically the science of teaching, particularly teaching young people. And andragogy is a term that's meant for teaching of adults. So more of your lifelong learning. We talk about learning as being cradle to grave, which is not a very nice way. You know, nobody really wants to talk about the grave. If we think about learning throughout the lifespan, there's different approaches that you would use with a child versus what you might use with an adult or a young person. When we're thinking about what teaching is, really, in its best form, in my humble opinion, is assisting somebody else to learn in a way that suits them.
Right, because not everyone learns
the same way.
So pedagogy. I'm going to say that to Trey, and I'm going to say, look at my new word that I added into my vocabulary. So in this channel, we have talked about previously, we talk about education, we talk about learning, but we also talk about mental aspects of things. So we know you are leading at the university, right? When you're outside of the university, your favorite way to recharge?
Well, that's a great question. And it's shifted over years and at different times. For me, because so much of my life is very much in the public, I really feel the need to be alone.
Yeah.
With my dogs. My dog's allowed to be there. But I get a lot of joy out of doing simple things like having a cup of coffee on my deck and looking at the St. John River here in Fredericton, going for a walk with my dog, cooking my food for the week. I get a great deal of joy out of that because I love to cook. Simple things like that. Sometimes it'll just be reading a book for pleasure, not for work. I read enough at work.
Right.
I don't need any more reports or any of the rest of that on the weekend. But I really do get the most enjoyment by having those quiet alone moments and sort of filling my soul, if you will.
Yes, yeah. Mindfulness almost.
Indeed, indeed. There is something to be said about having sort of a faith in the moment. So I am a person of God. And even if I don't necessarily go to church weekly, I try and do my best.
Yes.
But church is in the moment of quiet contemplation. It's in that spirit of just peaceful, quiet recharge moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I feel that I'm at the most peace with God, is in those quiet moments.
Right. When you finally slow down and you have time to actually listen, feel. Because what do they say? That sometimes God's voice isn't a loud thunder. It's like a whisper of the wind. Almost.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Yes.
I love that saying. I've heard that many times where you have to sit there and feel it rather than everyone pictures it to be this big sign, like God, give me a sign. But sometimes it's not this big blaring red flashing light in your eyes, right?
Beautifully said. And I've never heard that expression. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, nice. Something I can add. You added a word and I added a saying, a quote.
I love it.
That's the power of coming together on such moments, right? Sharing and learning from each other. Mary, we've traveled, you and I. We've gone to Japan, we went to Switzerland, we might be going to Singapore and so forth. I'm looking forward to continuing traveling with you. And when we travel, it's really not only about vacation. It's usually we're speaking, sharing ideas, pedagogies. Look at me. Just a cute thing to know about you. Do you prefer the window or the aisle seat?
The aisle every time.
The
I
aisle,
agree.
really? Okay.
Yes, yes.
I agree.
I'm not interested in the window. All I'm going to see is clouds. I'm good.
Yes.
Okay. What do you like to take in your carry-on?
Tissues, wet wipes, and Hall's cough candies.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Is there
Every
a reason?
time.
Interesting.
There is, because I do find that when I'm up in the air, as
Mhm.
much as I do everything I can to kind of keep my ears from popping and all the rest of it, and I drink lots of water to stay hydrated, I do find that my throat gets a little bit of a tingle.
Yes.
So Hall's cough drops every time.
Every time. Brianna, you said that was interesting. What do you usually have in your carry-on?
My carry-on. Usually I have a side bag. So it's funny because I bring my personal items. So my little purse, usually it's a big purse when you go to the airport, right? But I always have my side bag. So I have my little side bag to go with my big purse so I can have everything I need in that, right? And I think that one thing I always have, and it's so funny because I think, oh, I'm gonna make sure to actually do this every time, but I never do. I always end up traveling with my empty water bottle when I know I needed to fill it up before, and I never do. So it's always my empty water bottle in my bag that it's, when you're planning for the future, but sometimes it doesn't go the way that you want it to go.
Yeah.
I always forget because right before you get on the plane, right?
That's
I'm one of
right.
those people that as soon as they start calling Rose, I'm like, okay, it's time to go to the washroom.
Yes, always.
Exactly. So once I'm out of the washroom, my row is called, and shoot, I forgot to fill up my water bottle.
But actually, honestly, if you did fill it up, they would make you empty it when you get through customs.
But that's the security line, right? So when you're actually getting on the plane, you can fill it up right at the...
I see your point.
Yeah, right where it's boarding.
Yeah, I see your point. That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
What about you, Mommy?
New. Me, more of I carry little lipsticks, little toothpaste, that sort of stuff, so that I'm on the plane. I need to look good. You know me.
Absolutely.
I'm always I have to look.
Stepping off the plane onto the runway, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And
it's true.
Yes.
We landed after 26 hours of flying. We're both at the airport. We came in on different flights. Suzanne got there a few minutes before me. And sure enough, she looks like a fashion model. And I'm sitting here, my hair's tied back in a ponytail and no makeup. And I'm just going, oh, just give up, Mary, just give up.
It's ironically you said that. I'm always admiring you because I felt years ago that women in leadership meant that people needed to dress more like men, to get ahead.
Oh, that's what we were told.
Boardroom. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So I remember the power suits that we were told we have to wear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you're one woman who wears sparkles. You wear sparkles on your shoes. And you have bling and so forth. Tell me more.
I do feel that I should not have to give up who I am or any aspect of my aesthetic for a meme or a mission that somebody else has. That's not my mission. I can be a leader and be authentically me. And so, yes, I will wear my sparkly shoes and my headbands and my sparkly earrings. And I like to dress well. I'm not going to wear a basic black power suit, although I have one. I'll probably match it up with a really fantastic wear bright red sparkly shoes, that kind of thing. I just think we do a lot of disservice by telling people what they should look like and what they should wear and who they should be. I should be authentically me. And you should be authentically you. And we're good.
Yes. Yeah, I think that however you dress or however you step into the room, whatever aura you're trying to present will reach the people that needs it to reach. So. If you like the color black and you're always wearing black and your fingernails are black, whatever it may be, if someone is supposed to feel that aura, they will feel it and they will be drawn to you anyways. If it's the pink sparkly bag, it's the pink sparkly bag. A diamond is a girl's best friend at the end of the day. Mary, I would like to ask you a question. So kind of like how you're teaching me already new things on this call, right? One thing that we wanted to ask, because I think it's one of those more broader questions that we can kind of talk about, is what is the one life lesson leadership has taught you that every young woman should know?
Oh, that's another good question. One life lesson that leadership has taught me, every young woman should know. Best answer I can give is when I've made mistakes in leadership, it's when I didn't listen to my own heart, my own soul, and my own mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I conformed or caved or third guessed myself, because a second guess is always okay, right? And your motives and the evidence guiding whatever your decision you have to make. But every single time I've gone wrong, it's because I knew better and I didn't follow what I thought was the right decision or the right way to go. I was convinced out of it, and not even for a particularly good reason.
Yeah, it's when you wore the black power suit instead of the pink bag.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, metaphorically, absolutely. Yes. That's exactly what it is. I'm thinking back to times when, budget cuts in higher education. It's not the first time higher education has been in a rough spot. It's not going to be the last. My first time dealing with a budget cut, I knew that we had to tell people, this is what the leaders were dealing with. We were trying to figure out how to make the budget work. We knew there was going to have to be layoffs. We didn't know how we were going to do it, but we had to do it. That was part of it. And as much as I knew that we needed to have that open dialogue with people so that they knew what we were wrestling with, I allowed myself to cave in a debate and it was with my boss. So, there's kind of a good reason to cave. At the same time, I felt that my boss was wrong. And sure enough. And this is just one example, but what ended up happening is we didn't talk to people about what we were dealing with. And we had 4 months notice of what we had to do. We actually gave people 2 weeks notice rather than the 4 months that in my mind would have been the way to go. And the damage to morale, the damage to people's sense of purpose of what they were doing and why they were doing it. I'll never forget that lesson. My gut was telling me, no, these are people that they're going to do their job to the best of their ability, and they're going to recognize this is a bad issue. And it's at least treating people with respect. True. And I didn't listen to my gut. And I'm sorry to this day. And this is just one example. Like when you've got evidence before you, that's one thing. When your heart is telling you something, that's another thing. But when your gut is telling you something and all three are aligning, you got to listen to it.
Right. Even if it's to see it through. Like at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. There's times where I say, listen, I am listening to my gut and I see something through. And maybe it wasn't exactly the way that I wanted it to go, but in 2020 hindsight vision, right? It's, this is the way it had to go though. Right?
Indeed. Hindsight is 2020. Mm-hmm. And, we can all look back with question marks, but if you can look back with a question mark and feel like you did what was the right thing to do, then that's a real gift that you give to yourself as a woman and as a leader.
I would totally agree. It's having that clear conscience that you did right by the person. Like you didn't try to hurt others, be meanful, spiteful, anything like that, that you acted with the knowledge and information you had before you in clear conscience. Mm-hmm. I think for leaders today, it can be quite challenging sometimes because with social media, all eyes on you, people try to make decisions that will be popular. But as leaders, it's not about being a popular decision.
No. And often the right decision isn't the popular one, right? Because if it's popular, it means that everybody is appeased. Right. And when you're dealing with a situation like higher education is right now, under enrollment, loss of provincial funding, various regulations that are impacting what happens in higher education, you have to make the decision that's going to be the best for the most people, and the most people being your most important stake community. And I consider faculty and staff part of the community. So that's where your focus has to be. And that may not necessarily be popular.
Final question I have for Mary today, kind of more of a fun one.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with any inspiring woman in history, who would it be?
Oh, does it have to be just one? Because I'm thinking a dinner party.
You could have a full table. You could have a full table, but you have to tell me what you would be looking on the menu for to eat as well. Like, what is your go-to?
Okay. So this is a great question. Well, first of all, I have to have Dr. Suzan with me because this one's going to be fun.
For meeting, because it's a part.
Absolutely. When I think about moments and people in history, I think about history in terms of things that have happened before my lifespan.
Yes.
And then I also think about the living history. So those who are within my lifespan. So the famous five in Canada would be Emily Murphy, Nellie McClung, Louise McKinney, Irene Parby, Henrietta Mayer Edwards. And the reason they're the famous five is because they were the five women in 1927 who challenged the Supreme Court of Canada for women to be declared persons or recognized persons within the British North America Act. And they weren't successful the first time around. So they came back 2 years later, and this time they were successful. So I would want to sit around with them. And those are the people from history. I'd like to invite Dr. Suzan and Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama. And I'm talking about the political powerhouse piece here, right? We are talking movers and shakers. I recognize that Hillary Clinton has controversies around her and people have things to say, but she was a smart woman who made a difference. She lived with her own conscience, right or wrong.
Right.
And she made things happen, right? So we will have a female president in the United States and a female prime minister at some point, but she was the one who started it in terms of North America. So I kind of like Margaret Thatcher to be there too. Anyway, it would be a great dinner. Now, what would we have? Of course, we'd have to have red and white wine. I'm on a very focused trajectory in terms of my own wellness. And so it would have to be something that aligns with a healthy lifestyle. So there's probably going to be chicken.
Chicken breast.
Yes, knowing my mom, it'd be like chicken breast, but not seasoned chicken breast.
Well, you can put cayenne pepper on it.
Oh, you can put cayenne pepper.
And for me, it would be garlic.
Yeah.
So, and lemon, garlic and lemon. I love. But anyway, so it would be something along that lines. There would definitely be a lot of vegetables because I love vegetables. And it would need to fit within sort of my own gourmet kind of way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fit within a healthy, nourishing place.
Yes. If we're going to feed all these powerhouse women, we need to make sure that the meal is...
It's got to bring it.
It's got to be tip top.
That's right. I mean, and the elephant in the room to all of this is that women often don't think about their own health and wellness the way they should. They're thinking about their family. They're thinking about all the things they have to get done. And I really believe that as women leaders, the most important care for a woman to undertake is self-care.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And I've been there myself, right? Dealing with a lot of things that were coming at me at once and some personal trauma in her own life. And Suzanne's well aware of that. But also some wonderful moments. When you get so busy that you're not nourishing yourself, it's easy to ignore the things that you know you should do. And then things become quick and fast. And how can I just heat something up? And, oh, let's order a pizza.
Yes.
You know, those kinds of things. And that's not really filling your boots, as they say in the Maritimes. It's not giving you what you need.
Exactly.
And so I really have to say thank you to Suzanne, because my wellness journey has come out of almost a place of just like, I'm just almost desperate, right? It's not working. And you said very powerful words to me when I said that to you. It says, well, you don't have to do it alone.
Wow. We're in this together. Yeah. We support each other.
Yeah, you're right. And it's been a moment of humility, but also a moment of realization that I thought I had it all together and everything was going great. I really didn't. I really wasn't focusing on the things that I needed to focus on. And right now I'm feeling a lot better.
You look amazing.
So yes,
Celebrate.
yes, I have.
At
It
the end of the
does.
day.
It
Exactly.
does. And
Yeah.
I'm exercising every day in different ways. Now, I will be honest with you, I will never be the person who loves to go to the gym. That is not me. But that's okay. That's okay. I put something cool on television and,
Yeah.
away we go.
Away you go. Yeah. And that's what we were saying. It's just you keep moving. Just keep
You do.
moving. It could be in the house. It could be in the gym. I think the key piece you said is about self-care. And I always say put the oxygen mask on first, because if you don't do that, you can't help others. And the
Indeed.
second piece is knowing when to say, I need somebody to come alongside me and support me. And as women, especially on a day like today of International Women's Day, to have a partner that somebody can come alongside and raise you up, right? And sometimes it happens that you pay it forward too, where you find somebody else to come alongside, and it's a ripple effect.
Indeed.
And so we say hats off to all women who are leading the charge, whether you're leading in your own homes as working moms, or, stay-at-home moms, or any women who are loving each other and supporting each other and so forth. It goes around, it comes around, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does so much.
Yeah. Well, I see it's almost up at that time. Brianna, I know Mary said about the elephant in the room. I actually see an elephant in the room.
There
Is there a story behind this?
There is an elephant in the room currently. If you're watching us on YouTube and you can actually see our faces, there is an elephant in the room, my stuffed elephant that I was going to move, but I thought he could be a topic.
Topic.
Time, yeah.
And so it's a he. It's a he
I
elephant.
think it is a he.
Okay.
I think we're gonna say it's a he.
Okay, that's necessary
That's
too.
okay.
Yeah, we'll name him Ellie for the sake of
Ellie.
it.
Well, we certainly want to thank you so much, Dr. Mary, for coming on. It's been a pleasure. I love your authenticity. And, when we hear Dr. Dean, sometimes we think, oh my gosh, what is this topic going to be about? But you're so down to earth and you're very open, and I like your spirit. It's very genuine, and we love you, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun, as I knew it would be. I just want to thank you for your friendship, your support, and Bri, I'm just blown away at the woman you've become. So well done.
Well done. Hats off, ladies. You have a wonderful rest of International Women's Day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.